If you're thinking about putting in a floating dock or you already have one that's giving you problems, stay with me for the next few minutes because most lake homeowners make at least one of these five mistakes, and some of them cost tens of thousands of dollars to fix. I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm saying it because nobody told me these things when I started digging into how docks actually work, and I don't want you finding out the hard way after you've already spent your money. My name is PJ from Pennevale Docks. I'm an engineer and I help lake homeowners figure out exactly what kind of dock system their shoreline actually needs before they talk to a single manufacturer. Here are the five biggest floating dock mistakes I see lake homeowners make. Stick around for number three because that one surprises almost everybody. Let's get into it. The first mistake is treating a floating dock like an appliance purchase. You find something in your budget, it looks good in the photos, and you order it. But here's the problem. A floating dock isn't just a platform you drop in the water. It's a system. And that system has to work with your specific lake, your water depth, your wave action, your wind exposure, whether your lake freezes in the winter, how much your water level changes between seasons. A dock that works perfectly on a calm, protective cove will get destroyed on an open lake with heavy wave action. Same dock, completely different result. So before you ever look at price, you need to understand what your shoreline demands from a dock system. That's the starting point. Everything else comes after that. This one catches a lot of people off guard, ignoring water level changes. Most lakes don't stay at the same water level year-round. Rainfall, drought, seasonal drawdowns managed by a dam or water authority. Your water level could drop or rise anywhere from 1 foot to several feet, depending on where you live. Floating docks are designed to rise and fall with the water. That's actually one of their biggest advantages over fixed docks. But here's where people go wrong. They don't account for the full range of that water level change when they design the dock system. If your water drops 3 feet in a dry summer and your dock isn't configured for that, your gangway angle gets dangerously steep. Your anchoring system gets stressed in ways it wasn't designed for. And in extreme cases, your dock can ground out completely. You need to know your lake's historical water level change before you design anything. Your local water authority or Army Corps of Engineers district usually has that data. It's public information and it's free. Don't skip this step. Okay, here's the one that surprises almost everybody, especially people who are buying a lake house in the spring or summer when everything looks beautiful. Ice. If your lake freezes in the winter, and a lot of lakes do, ice is one of the most destructive forces your dock will ever face. Here's what happens. When a lake freezes, the ice expands. And when that ice sheet moves, pushed by wind, temperature changes, or the freeze-thaw cycle, it pushes against everything in its path with thousands of pounds of force. A floating dock that isn't properly configured for ice can be crushed, flipped, or shoved completely onto shore over a single winter. Now, there are ways to handle this. Some dock systems are designed to be removed from the water before winter. Others use de-icing equipment to keep ice from forming around the dock. Others use specific anchoring systems that allow the dock to move with the ice instead of fighting it. But you have to plan for this up front, because retrofitting a dock for ice after the fact is expensive and sometimes impossible. If your lake freezes, even occasionally, this has to be part of your dock design conversation from day one. Most people don't think much about how a floating dock is anchored. They just assume it comes with whatever it needs to stay in place. But the anchoring system is actually one of the most critical decisions in the whole design. There are a few common options. Pipe anchoring drives pipes into the lake bottom and the dock slides up and down on them. This works great in certain conditions, but terrible in others. If your lake bottom is rock, pipes don't work at all. Anchor cables and weights drop anchors to the lake bottom and hold the dock in place with cables. This works on rocky bottoms, but requires enough water depth to be effective. Spud poles are another option, long vertical poles that pin the dock in place while still allowing it to float up and down. The right choice depends entirely on your lake bottom composition, your water depth, and your wave exposure. And here's the thing, most dock manufacturers will sell you whatever anchoring system they stock, not necessarily the one that's right for your specific situation. This is exactly why getting independent advice before you buy matters so much. The last mistake is one of the most common and one of the easiest to avoid. People design their dock for how they use the lake right now, today, but life changes. Maybe right now you have a small fishing boat, but in 3 years you want a pontoon or a jet ski, or your kids grow up and bring boats of their own. A floating dock system that works perfectly for a 16-foot fishing boat may not handle a 24-foot pontoon at all. Different weight loads, different slip configurations, different cleating and bumper requirements. The good news is that many floating dock systems are modular, meaning you can add sections and reconfigure them over time, but only if you plan for that possibility up front. Think about where your lake life is going over the next 10 years, not just where it is today, and build for that. Any one of these mistakes can turn a dock investment into a very expensive problem. So let's recap the 5 mistakes real quick. Number 1, buying for price instead of matching the dock to your specific lake conditions. Number 2, ignoring your lake's water level changes across seasons. Number 3, underestimating what ice in winter would do to an unprepared dock system. Number 4, choosing the wrong anchoring system for your lake bottom and water depth. And number 5, designing for today instead of thinking about how your needs will grow. If you want to go deeper on all of this, I put together a free resource called the Lake Docks Starter Bundle. It includes my floating versus fixed dock guide and a full dock inspection checklist you can use to evaluate any dock in under 20 minutes. It's completely free. Just grab it through the link in the description below this video or scan the QR code here. And if you found this helpful, hit subscribe because I post new videos every week to help lake homeowners make smarter decisions about their dock. I will see you in the next one.